Hello. So, check-in number 3. Really funny answer at the end. So we'll get to that we'll get to that later. So we'll just run through as normal, and then I'll talk to you about your big rant at the end, which made me laugh. So progress pics have been uploaded. Really good. I know you said you're not happy with some of the visuals, but I can definitely see definition. So this is your latest. If you look at your stomach, I can see definition compared to the first one. So the top of your core specifically, so your upper abs, have definitely leaned out a lot more because you can see that shape. So I'm happy with visuals. They are heading in the right direction. And I know it can be annoying though when you see yourself every day and you don't really see much changes. But this is now because you've leaned out quite a lot. So obviously visuals are going to be smaller and smaller every time. When we do get down to your ideal weight, obviously that's only a few more pounds away. So it's going to be harder to get rid of that like more stubborn fat. So it will come with time and consistency, obviously being in the deficit. So don't be too like disheartened by that. It will come. But apart from that, you smashed everything. So your step target's been good. Good sleep. Energy is nice and high, 8 out of 10. Well done on the PB of squats. That's really good. So that means that you're keeping up your strength, even though obviously you're in a deficit. So that's really good. It shows that nutrition's been bang on because you've still got the ability to lift and make PBs. So that's great. You're not getting bored, which is good. You're loving training. Just slightly sore. So DOMS is good. On plan, on track for the schedule. And you're very happy. Nutrition, 8 out of 10, still good. I'll take that. So as long as it doesn't get to like a 5 below, that's when we know to sort of swap out things that you're not happy with. So you've had a couple of days of being in pain from bloating. Like you said, that was due to your off-plan meal. So again, that could have affected scale weight. If you were expecting a little bit more of a loss this week, that could be why, if you've not been to the toilet. Unfortunately, that does affect scale weight, so that's always a factor. So again, don't be too like disheartened by even visuals this week as well. So bloating obviously is going to affect the visuals. So that's all good. And obviously it was from the off-plan meal, which is absolutely fine to have. Like, you need to live your life. So that's fine. We'll just get back on it and move on from that. But apart from that, you're happy with all of your meals. So now we get down to the funny answer. So you had the baby shower, so that was afternoon tea on the Saturday, and then you went to a friend's house on the Tuesday. So you overate by accident, which is fine, on the Monday. So obviously more calories than needed, but that's absolutely fine. And then you also had the hot chocolate, which you didn't have control of, which is, again, it's absolutely fine. Like, you need to have a bit of balance. So I'm not worried about next week going forward. I know that, like you said, you're going to be back on plan. Don't see it as being strict. I just want you to sort of like live your life, but enjoy some meals here and there or some off-plan treats here and there. So don't be too worried about, visuals, especially this week, because like you said here, you're not too happy. But they're going to be small as you get closer to leaning out to your ideal weight, so they are going to be tiny changes week on week. But I'm sure when we look back on like a week 1 and then like a week 8 comparison, you'll see some more noticeable changes. So it is going to be harder visually, but scale weight should consistently drop. Again, even if it's small each time, so like 0.5 of a pound or a pound each week is definitely going to be doable and more realistic because, like I said, you're getting down to a lean stage now. So don't worry too much about the slip-ups this week. Obviously, that was a mistake, eating more than one meal that you planned for, and then the hot chocolate you didn't have control of. Only thing I'm worried about is the stomach pains and the bloating. But you said that was down to the red pepper and the rice. So as long as you know the source of the bloating, then we're all good. So like you said, just get back on it next week. And I think that we're on track for another loss. Even if it's small, you're still on track. So we'll see what the results are like and visuals next week. And then if we do notice no changes, then that's when we can look at playing around with nutrition, just so that we are heading in the right direction towards your goal. But due to obviously the off-plan stuff this week, I'm not making any changes because you're getting back on it from Monday onwards. So it's all good. We're heading in the right direction. And then from there, if we need to make changes, if we're not seeing any more progress next week, that's when we know. So I'm all happy to carry on. Just stick with the meals. Don't be too don't punish yourself too much. Everyone has off-plan meals. It's part of your life. So just get back on it, and we're all good. So keep going, and I will see you probably next week in the gym sometime. Message me if you have any questions on the back of this. So no changes this week, and then we'll see what next week brings us, and if we need to make changes from then onwards, if scale weight doesn't get it isn't affected too much. So have a good night, and I will see you next week in the gym. Also, excuse the coat, my house is very cold. But yeah, stay on track. See you later, Sarah.